I am Pragya and I bring to you excerpts from the current issue of Outlook. Outlook looks at two cover stories. One, titled Almost Real but Not Quite. Virtual production can make the filmmaking much cheaper and convenient. But will the AI powered tech also forever alter the essence of cinema itself? Second, titled Paradise Lost. Can we row the shikaras and have the heritage walks? The cover carries the image and words from the visual artist Veer Munshi. He says, "My installation depicts the fast changing characteristics of Indian cities. So I was wondering about the fate of our paradise on earth called Kashmir." Challenge of the Virtual by Karthik Kalyanaraman, an economist who explores the intersection between AI and contemporary art. Since the beginning of film, two equally vital strands have animated it. The immersive fictional space constructed out of reality, as heralded by the Lumiere brothers, the arrival of a train at La Ciotat Station, 1896, and the completely fantastical fictional space constructed with filmic sleight of hand, Georges Méliès' The Trip to the Moon in 1902, is perhaps its appropriate forebearer. Across the history of fictional films, it's perhaps the former stream, the Bazinian after the great theorist of film, André Bazin, that has been most fertile. At least it's the one I have most responded to. Its ambition being nothing less than to reconstruct another total world from selected images of this partial one. It, for instance, gave rise to film noir, to Italian neorealism, to the new wave, right now to the macabre of realism, say Bellata. The other strand, the one that cares less about physical space, about the real world too, has developed into various forms of fantasy techniques, of VFX, leading to the green screen, and now virtual production. The greatest scenes in films, ones that have a haunting power over me, have explored real space in some way or the other. Think of the last scene in Vampire, 1933, or even Psycho in 1960, where Vera Miles' character moves from the top of the killer's house to the dreadful basement, or that slow, almost ritualistic walk around the room up to the portrait in Laura in 1944. Entire films, say Barry Lyndon in 75, with its alternating claustral insides and desolate outside of Kubrick, or any film by Tarkovsky, have been structured around the making memorable, of different types of imagined space constructed out of real spaces. Perhaps the epitome of this might be last year at Marienbad in 1961, an entirely spatial temporal delight. Even the French New Wave would not have exploded if not for the basic respect for real locations and real spaces, morphed through trailblazing techniques such as the jump cuts. The actual camera movement and actual location creates a sense of magic. I fear, however, a lot of the times that the second strand, when it ignores the real with an overdose of visual effects, can flatten out that true sorcery and substitute for it a rather stale irreal. For this and more, read the current issue of Outlook.